Welcome to another episode of Chat with Chatto.
Hey guys, how you doing? This is Jason Ramos with Good Vibes Real Estate Solutions. Welcome to another episode of
Chat with Chatto. Hey, how you doing, guys? Thank you very much for showing up another Wednesday, and we're putting together another video for you. Actually, we've been getting a lot of feedback on our questions at goodvibesre.com, so feel free to send us an email down here. Also, we got our Facebook group coming along.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of people that subscribe to that. So great. We're gonna put some great content on there. We're gonna select a day where we're gonna do a live Q&A. So we'll put that out to the group. And guys, come on there, ask your questions. So we're gonna let you know ahead of time when that's happening. So thank you so much for giving us the questions. Thank you very much for engaging. 2 of our videos just surpassed the 1,000 mark, which is great because we've only been doing this, what, a couple months already?
It's been a year almost.
Holy crap.
10 months.
The time went by so fast, I didn't even realize.
But anyway.
I didn't even realize it.
But seriously, we've been getting a lot of feedback, a lot of emails, and people taking action. People taking action. There's people getting on there, and they're like, wow, man, I just made 50 calls this last week. And then boom, this is what I learned. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't have learned that from a book. So I appreciate that. That helps. It motivates us. It keeps us inspired, and lets us know that people are actually watching. So definitely get in our Facebook group and reach out to us. Cool. That being said, one of the questions that came up is what to do when the seller refuses to give you a price.
Oh boy. So
when you got somebody on the phone and you're negotiating with somebody and they will not give you a price, how do we handle that?
Okay, so how many times does that actually happen? I would say about a good 80% of the time.
Absolutely.
It happens all the time. So you're saying, hey, what are you thinking about getting for your property? I don't know. You called me. You give me an offer. We get that all the time. So basically what I do is I do a little strategy here. I say, look, I'm just asking you because I want to get a ballpark feel of where you need to be. If you're going to tell me something outrageous like you're looking to get $200,000, then honestly, this is not for you. So in the back of your mind, you kind of know where you need to be. So let's just say for round numbers that their property, you can probably give them $100,000, right? That's the base. So now I know around $100,000, that's going to work for me. So I'm going to tell them something like, hey, look, if you're looking to get $150,000, I'm not your guy. Based upon what you just told me about your property. So make sure you ask all the questions, the condition. You're going to find out how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, what the condition is, about the roof. After you've done all your fact finding and you determine their motivation. So those are very important before you start talking about price. Once you know that it's going to be in your mind when they tell you that it needs a new roof or it needs a new heater, it needs a new kitchen, new bathroom, all that type of stuff, you can kind of calculate your repair cost of what it's going to be. So then you back that out. So what I like to do is, all right, I need to be at around 100,000. So what I say to them is like, look, I just need a ballpark. If you're going to tell me 150, this is not going to work. It doesn't really work for me. It's not really, a valuable for me to come out there and waste my time or your time. So I say, tell you what, I know I'm rambling on here. I say, this is what I do. I tell you what, if somebody were to offer you right now $75,000 cash for your property, what would you say to that? And they're either going to tell you, I'll consider it, or hell no, that's way too low. Okay, so you do have a number in mind. Okay, where do you need to be? Where do you need to be? And a lot of times that breaks the ice. And then they'll tell you, well, I was hoping to get 120. Okay, 120, I'm at 100, cool. Let me set the appointment and go see it. But if they're stuck and they say they want like 150 or something outrageous, it doesn't work for me. Not for me. I'm not your buyer. Your price is more retail. Have you considered listing it? And if you're a realtor also, then that's an opportunity for you to turn the realtor hat on. If not, just kill it. It's done. Or you can do another option. This is, I'm assuming that I'm talking to beginners, so I'm not going to go into lease options or owner financing or anything like that, but it's not a cash deal for you at that point. So that's one of the tactics that I use.
Yeah, so just to kind of piggyback off of that, really what he's doing is kind of dancing around the number to get a feel of where they are. And I've noticed a lot of times when I hear you on the phone, and one of the good things to do is to have fun with them, right? You throw out an offer that's so ridiculously low, it's like it's not. They know it's not an offer, but it gets them flowing and it breaks the ice a little bit, you know. So that's another thing you can do is just like throw out a really low ball offer, but you do it with an inflection in your voice and do it in such a way that it's a joke, but it's like, you know, it's not a joke that you need to, you know, come to terms on price. There is there's a lot of different schools of thought, but the common school of thought is whoever gives the price first loses. So, and I think a lot of people know that, and that's why they're so reluctant. And then kind of by dancing around the number, it's kind of a good starting point to get where we need to go.
And guys, do see, one thing that you have to remember is depending on the condition of the house. So if the house is really, really bad, they cannot sell it to a retail buyer. All right, nobody's going to be able to qualify for a mortgage. Mortgage companies are not going to approve that. So you got to let them know, look, your only option is a cash buyer. And this is one of the other things that I tell them is like, we all calculate it pretty much the same way. So whether I'm the lowest or the highest, it's all going to be within the same ballpark. We all figure out our numbers the same exact way. So, you know, I'm here right now. We can lock this thing in. You say you want to sell this thing quickly. Let's go. What are you waiting for? You're going to shop it around and maybe get a couple $1,000, but then you run the risk of this person not closing. You're going in there with confidence. Like, I'm going to close this deal. You know, I'm the one that you want to deal with. And that's how we get a lot of our deals. It's just the confidence and the conversations that you're having with the people. Got to educate them. You got to take the time to know your market. You know, this is what the property's worth on the back end. This is what I have to put into it. This is, you know, these are the things that, these are the numbers that I have to take out, closing costs, holding costs. You have to really draw that picture for them. You know, sit down and just take the time and talk to them. And then you're going to get the deal. You know, if you don't have those conversations and be realistic with people, then, you know, you're just throwing spaghetti against the wall.
Yeah, and I would say another big part of the whole pricing conversation is building rapport with them. If you're not able to build rapport, you're just another guy throwing out a number and they're going to take the highest number. If you build rapport with them, you explain to them where they're coming from, you show that you genuinely care for them, that you genuinely want to help them, you're going to be a lot more likely to sign that contract and get the deal done, as opposed to a lot of these guys. They're going to come in, they're going to have their clipboard, they're going to point out, like really point out everything that's wrong with the property. Like they know that there's issues with the property. That's why they're talking to you. They're talking to a cash buyer. So if you go through, oh, this is wrong and that's wrong, and just kind of beat them up the whole time, and then you throw out, okay, this is the number where it needs to be, and then leave if they don't take it. It's like, no, you got to have a conversation with them, and you really have to build a rapport with them, right? You have to let them know that you got to, and you also paint the picture of where they're going. Like, paint the picture of what it is that they need and where they need to get to. They tell you that they need to move to Florida to be with their mother or father or something of that nature. Like, hey, you know, you got to remind them of that and bring that up and show them that and help them get to that goal, right? It's not about getting the property as cheap as you can and making as much money as you can. It's a byproduct. Like, really what it is, there is a need in the market for people to sell houses quickly and to sell them for cash. You're filling that need, right? And they can either sell to you or they can sell to another guy. And the difference is going to be whether or not they like you, whether or not they trust you, and whether or not you built rapport with them, right? So don't let the number... Don't let that number be the biggest thing of your concern. If the only thing you're concerned about when you're going into the appointment with them is, okay, can I get it at this low price? You're never going to get it at that low price, right? They're just gonna brush you off because you don't care about them. So keep that in mind. We're out here to help people.
Cool. So I want to take it one step forward. You know, I know it's hard to decipher all that stuff that we just spit out there. I actually wanted to put it into context by doing a small little role play just with that piece. All right, the piece that we're talking about with the price. So Steve is going to play the role of the seller, and I'll play the role of me. You know, the guy that's on the phone with the person, and we're gonna show you live how this technique works.
Cool. So where we starting off?
We're going to pick it off.
We've assumed we've already talked about the property.
Yeah, so we talked about the property. For this example, the property needs a ton of work. You know, it needs about $40,000 worth of work. Price point is about 100. That's where we kind of need to be.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start it off.
And I guess you're gonna just start off like, okay, so what are you thinking of getting for the property?
Right. So, Mr. Chatto, you know.
Yes.
Take two. All right. So, Mr. Chatto, you know, definitely sounds like a property I'd be interested in. Haven't really done my research on the particular area. Do you happen to know what the property is going for?
Yeah, you know, I mean, you're the one that sent me the postcard that said you're looking to buy. I mean,
yeah. I mean, we send them to all different areas that we look to invest in. I haven't really done my research on your particular street.
Okay.
So I just wanted to know if you had a feel of what the property is going for on your block.
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, why don't you come out to the property, take a look, and let me know where your offer would be.
Cool. Yeah, I'd be more than happy to do that. Do you happen to know what you're looking to get for the property?
Yeah, I really just want to get an offer.
You want to just get an offer?
I just want to get an offer on my property and see if it works.
Gotcha. Well, how quickly did you need to sell?
I really would like to be done with this quickly. I mean, your advertisement said you can close quickly.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Cool. So I just wanted to know, like, how quickly. So how quickly you need to sell is going to dictate, like, what the price is. Like, if you have time on your hands and you want to put it on the market and get a hope for the retail, you know, based upon the condition of the house, you're probably not going to get that, you know. You can be on the market for 6 to 9 months before it actually sells. So if you're looking for cash, obviously we don't pay retail price. You know, we're looking for a property very similar to yours that needs a lot of work based upon what you described, and something that we can be in and out very quickly. So with that, you know, the price is going to be a lot less than what traditional retail would be. I'm just looking at the numbers here briefly. And, you know, properties range anywhere from, you know, 75,000 all the way up to 240. You know, it's a big gap. It all depends on the condition of the home. So let me ask you this. You know, you don't really have a number in mind. If somebody was going to offer you, let's just say, $75,000 for your property, what would you say to that?
I'd say, wow, I was really hoping to get more than that. Okay,
like where were you looking to be, price-wise?
You know, at the end of the day, you know, I really was hoping to get in, you know, in the mid ones.
Mid ones, okay.
Like 150 or so.
150, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, 150 is going to be very tight. You know, it's, you know, that's unrealistic. 150 would be if, you know, we didn't have to come in there, redo the kitchens, the bathrooms, that type of thing. You said your roof was old. You know, it's probably going to have to be replaced. You know, a lot of those things, they cost time, they cost money. Honestly, if we were going to come out there, it's probably going to be around the 85 to 100 range. You know, I want to set that expectation up front. You know, so you're not going to get the 150. That's pretty much where we're going to be. So if we're going to set the appointment, I just want you to know that's where we have to start.
Well, I definitely want to get the house sold quickly, right? So if you want to come out and take a look and, you know, hopefully we can get it, you know, maybe a little bit above 100, but, you know, why don't you come take a look at it?
All right. So before I come out there, I just want to ask you this. If we do come out there and we agree on a price, how quickly are you willing to sign a contract and get this process started?
I want to get it done as quickly as possible.
So you're ready right now. Okay, perfect. All right, cool. So just wanted to put it out there. You're not going to get the 150. All right, so you're clear, right? All right, cool. All right, perfect. So why don't we set the appointment? I'm available tomorrow around 3 o'clock. Are you home?
Yep, you can come right over.
All right, cool. So let's do that. I'll see you then. And if, you know, we agree on the price, we'll give you a contract right there on the spot.
Perfect.
And we'll be able to close this thing in about 2 to 3 weeks. Cool?
Okay, great.
Perfect. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool.
A little rough, but
I was trying to get them a little bit, you know.
That's pretty much where you want to be. You don't want to go on an appointment if they're unrealistic. You want to kind of get something out of them. You know, that was the whole intention. Like, your time is valuable. And you are only going to deal with people that are highly motivated. That's when you're going to get up off your ass and go out there. So he told me 2 weeks. He wants to be done as soon as possible. That's why he's highly motivated. And when I told him where the price range was and he's still willing to see me, okay, good. I just negotiated the price reduction and set the expectation. So the expectation is you're going to be probably lower than 100,000. I need to be at 100. So by putting that expectation there, now he knows that I'm not going anywhere near the 150, which is what he wanted. So that technique works a lot. Sometimes people are really jerks and they don't want to give you a number. So in that situation, just go on the appointment
Depending on what their motivation is. If they're really motivated, if there is like some type of thing that's going to happen, so they need to sell the house, it's still worth going on the appointment.
Yeah, if there's no motivation, don't waste your time. You know, these people are shopping it around. They have time on their hands. Retail is probably their best option. You know, that's just my advice. When you're first starting out, you're going to be hungry. You're going to be, you know, going on every appointment, and that's great. For the experience factor, just go. But if you are, you know, valuing your time, then don't do it.
Yeah. The other piece of it is when you're new, it's really good to get out and see properties, right? Because what's going to happen is you're going to see stuff you never saw before. And you're going to get a picture of it, and maybe not in front of the seller. Maybe the seller's going to educate you. Yeah, say, hey, what's that pipe over there?
Mm.
Or what's this? Or what's that? Or you take a picture of it and show somebody who's more experienced than you. Like, what is this? What is that? You get to see different floor plans. So, like, when you go into a house with a horrible floor plan, it's going to be more obvious to you because you saw all the other houses in that same neighborhood were so much better. We just had a property recently that we looked at, and when we actually went to the house, we were able to tell, because we've been to so many properties, like just how bad and how horrible the floor plan was. And it really made a difference in our offer. We went in there prepared to offer probably in the mid, low to mid twos, and we ended up offering 185, right? Because it just, the floor plan, and just, there were so many things wrong with the house. No garage, there's no basement. All the other houses had basement, a whole bunch of different things. So that being said, it helps you learn the market. Helps you learn the market to get out and see houses. And also, if you got the time, even get out and see houses that are listed for sale and what the final product looks like. So that way, when you'll go back and see what it's sold for, you can kind of say, okay, cool. So now when you're going through other properties in the neighborhood, you say, okay, well, that one ended up selling for that. This one's really similar to that. And you get to know the neighborhoods and know the market.
Right. Yeah, this is all valuable stuff that we've done ourselves. You know, when we were first brand new, we did this. We were going on every appointment.
Yep, just go.
We learned a lot. So,
yep.
Cool. I hope this helped. You know, definitely, future questions at goodvibesrv.com.
Yep. You know what? One other thing, because I just popped into my head.
There was more. That's why I didn't wrap
up.
One
more. So there was another question that somebody sent me, so I want to pop it into this because it's along the same conversation. So we had our conversation. Let's say I said, you know what? No, I really need to be around 150.
Okay.
So the question is, are you still going to send an offer?
Yes. Okay. So what we like to do is, so basically I'm a realtor. So I turn one hat off and turn the other one on. All right. For those of you who aren't realtors, there might be somebody that you know that's a realtor or whatever. But you got to be realistic. If you know that this thing is never going to sell for 150, then there's nothing you could do for them. But if they might be able to get it, if they put it on the market, great. I'm going to turn that hat on. So, Mr. Chatto, 150. That's a long shot. I'll be honest with you. With all the repairs that this property needs,
really,
you might.
I really need to get a good number for this property. Like, this is all I have left, and this is going to go.
Gotcha.
I got to be able to get into my new house.
Okay. Do you own this property free and clear?
No, I owe about 120 on it.
You owe about 120.
So I'm looking at about 30,000 to take into the next house.
Whew. Yeah, that's not going to work. 150 is it's not a deal for me. It's not something you're going to get cash on. Your best bet is to see if you can get somebody with a 203K loan.
What's that?
That's a loan where they actually give you enough money to purchase the property and fix it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is for somebody that wants to live here, that they buyer. So for that, you'd have to list the property, put it on the market. Might, like I said before, might be 6 months. You're not going to get an offer right away with the price that it is, but we could do some marketing for it. How attached to that 150 are you? Like, you might be able to get 135.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be able to walk. I need to walk with money to get into another place.
Yeah.
If I sell it at 120, I'm not going to have any cash to move and to do what I need to do.
All right, so let me tell you this. What's more important to you? Selling the property quickly or getting the money? Because you can't get the money. Getting the money, okay. So then your best bet is to hold off. Stay here for a while. If you don't have to leave, then you might as well stay here for a couple of years. Pay down some of the principal, or wait for the market to maybe appreciate. But you know what's happening soon, right?
What?
We're going through another correction. So the property values are going to go down before they go back up. So you might be in this thing for another 10, 15 years. before you can get the price that you're really looking for. So, are you prepared to stay here another 10 years?
I have to.
You have no choice.
I have no choice because I can't move unless I get some money in my pocket.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think? What do you think would be my best bet to get the property sold and get a few bucks in my pocket?
Well, definitely to list it, but don't expect the 150. You might be able to get 135. Put $10,000-$15,000 in your pocket and run.
Yeah, I think that's something that I'm probably going to need to do.
Okay, so I can definitely help you with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but just 150 is not going to happen. So when we meet tomorrow, we'll talk about both options.
Okay, great. Sounds good. I'll see you at 3 o'clock.
Cool.
I really want that 150.
Not going to get it. So, guys, always be adamant. Stick to your numbers. Stick to your guns. You want 150, you're not going to get it. All right? I always do that. Even if they can get it, you're not going to get that. You might be able to get 130 if you put it on the market for, 6 months, 9 months. Yeah, somebody might buy it. So you're putting that doubt in their mind. All right, the cash offer is the best. I'm going to cash you out real quick, be at my price, be done with it. But when he told me 120, in this example, I know my cash offer is not going to work. So the cash offer hat goes off because he owes a mortgage. It's not like we can assume payments. So now the realtor hat comes on. Or, if I'm not a realtor, then I can refer to somebody else who is. Cool. Short sale or whatever. That's another option, but I don't want to confuse everybody with all these different options.
No, keep it simple. But at the end of the day, even if you don't go on the appointment and it doesn't work out to go on the appointment, definitely would say send an offer. Because how many times the property we're working on right now, I sent him an offer 2 years ago. It took a while, but we got it locked up. We're getting it sold. There's a couple of them. There's the one we're working on now. Then there's that 5 unit that we had. There's a couple of them. So it's a seed that's planted, right? Because not a lot of guys are going to take the time to actually send an offer. You're going to stand out when they're ready to sell 6 months, a year, 2 years down the road. You're going to stand out because you're the one that actually sent them a physical offer. No one else did.
Right, so the physical offer is straight to their email. So now they have your email address, they have your contact information. If you send them a postcard and you made them a verbal offer, but you never followed it up with a written offer, they probably throw your postcard out. Now they have no way of getting back in contact with you.
Yep.
For us, all they got to do is check their email. Oh, this guy sent us an offer. Here's his email address. Here's his contact information.
Yep.
Who they calling? We've done many deals 2 years, prior.
Yep.
People that we spoke to 2 years ago, and they come back. They come back from the dead.
Yeah, so.
Plus, we always follow up with them anyway.
Absolutely.
So even if we don't talk to them, they're still hearing our messages. Hey, it's Jason from Good Vibes. Just checking in. And then they appreciate that.
Perfect. So at this point, we're probably 25 minutes into the video.
Yeah, we talked.
So we probably should wrap it up. So again, questions at Good Vibes RE. There's also a link to our Facebook group. Come join us while we're still growing. We want to be able to give you guys content and answer your questions.
Cool.
And
good vibes always.
Aye.
Take care, guys.